Thank you so much for those of you that are here to learn more about the Career Fellows Program and the Career Institute that will be happening later this summer. I would like to, before we kicked it off, I'd love to hear in the chat, you know, what schools you represent, where you're from, that sort of thing. If you can just enter that in the chat, and then we'll kick it off by doing some staff introductions, because I've got myself and my colleagues here. Very happy to have you here this evening. And we'll spend some time just kind of talking a little bit about the program, the eligibility requirements, and how we see this program working for August. So has anyone entered anything in the chat? All right, okay, Yale, great, wonderful. University of Richmond, fantastic. All right. So let's kick it off with some introductions. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Keisha Taff. I'm the Senior Director of Career and Alumni Services. I've been with LEDA for about 4 years, and this will be, probably like my 5th career institute. So really delighted to, it's a great way to bring in new folks into the LEDA community. So I'm happy to see y'all. And I'll kick it over to my colleague, Kennedy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kennedy Turner. I am the Director of Graduate Education and Fellowships here at LEDA, which means that I support all of our community who is interested in applying to graduate school or applying to national fellowships or anything that's sort of related to that career pathway. And I'm excited to meet you all and help you all learn more about LEDA. Kelly, you want to go?
Yes, hi, I'm Kelly Pinn. I serve as LEDA's career counselor. And so in my role, I support all scholars, fellows, and alumni with their career planning and making sure that we're getting you to where you want to be. I also help support posting on our social media page, so make sure you're following us for that. And I also put together our bi-weekly newsletter that goes out to like the LEDA community as well.
I can go next. My name is Ashleah. I'm the Senior Recruitment and Admissions Officer here at LEDA. I'm also a Cohort 9 scholar and a past career fellow mentor. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. So in August of 2018, I got to help out at the Career Institute. And it was really my entry point into coming into LEDA's full-time position now in recruitment and admissions. So I'm excited to meet everybody. And yeah, get it poppin'.
I can also go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Isabel, and I am a recruitment and admissions officer here at LEDA as well. This is my first year on our team, but I am super, super excited to be here and to work with everyone here and get to know a little bit about how you all are supporting our scholars and other students as well.
Yay. Okay, I'm Elena. I am the manager of alumni engagement and impact. So I work with people who have been fellows and then also am supporting the career and alumni services team in general. So very excited to be here. And then if Amber's there, then I know that Amber's our last one on this.
Thanks, Elena. Amber Briggs, I'm the Director of Public Service Pathways and Strategic Partnerships. I do work around supporting our scholars and fellows who are interested in public service careers and internships.
Awesome, thank you so much. And I believe I kick it over to
me.
Yes, all you.
Okay, so that gives you a little bit of this part of the staff, but if you want to go to the agenda, so that's sort of who we are, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail about who LEDA is as an organization, and then through the Career Institute itself and application eligibility, the application itself, and then we'll talk about what you can actually expect during the 5 days of the Career Institute and next steps that you would need to take from here, and then we'll leave some time for Q&A if you have any questions, and you can also always put questions in the chat as we go, and we'll either answer them now or we'll have time at the end as well. So a little bit about who we are. What is LEDA? What is this thing? You've obviously heard something about us because you're here with us today, and we're glad that you are, but I think it's important to start with our mission, which is that LEDA empowers and supports a community of exceptional young leaders from under-resourced backgrounds by supporting their higher education and professional success in order to create an inclusive and equitable country. So that is the mission. How we do that is through several ways. Our core LEDA Scholars Program, which begins with students their junior year in high school and has a summer institute and has college guidance support and college success. And then they also can have the resources of the Career and Alumni Services Department. But also a really important way that we reach our mission is through our Career Fellows Program, which is the entry point that you all would be part of, which begins in people's sophomore year of college and continues onward from there, because as we say, it's LEDA for life around here. And so that means that when you come into us as a career fellow, then you can become part of the family and receive services from those of us who you just met on this call in terms of your career planning, your graduate school planning, if you want to go specifically into public service, if you want to connect with our alumni and college graduates, all of that is available to you, not just for the 5 days, but from there on out. So that is sort of the really brief version of who we are, but we're a national education and leadership development nonprofit that's really focused on this population of students. So a little bit of an overview of the Career Institute itself is that this year's Career Institute will be from August 6th to August 10th at NYU at their law school. And it is going to be a 5-day hybrid career conference. So we're going to try to have as much stuff as we can in person, but there will be some virtual elements to it as well. And it's going to be focused on career exploration. So we know that this time going into your sophomore year is a really important time to figure out what it is that you want from your career and what are the next steps that you need to be taking in order to set yourself up for success. And so that's sort of the way that we're thinking about this time, is to give you all time to explore different career paths, explore what might be right for you, but also really to build relationships with one another and to build relationships with potential employers and build some skills that'll help you in your career search down the line. So some of the main things that you'll do during these 5 days are attend career and professional development workshops, attend career focused panel discussions. You'll each have a meeting, a one-on-one meeting with a career coach who we will have matched you with. And then, as we said, you'll get to network with your fellow low-income and first-generation college students. And then there will be lots of times for you to network with employer partners through one-on-one office hours, through job sites, like visiting people's offices, hopefully, and other ways to interact with the employer partners themselves. And so those are some of the things that we'll be doing. And not every single industry will be represented, but we really want to focus on giving the skills and the experiences and the professional development that you need, that you can apply to your job search, no matter what your career path is and where it takes you. So we really want to focus on those foundational things of defining and refining what's important to you, giving you skills to go after it, and giving you the network that you need in order to continue on your career journey. And we'll be with you through that path after the 5 days as well.
So now we shift gears and talk a little bit about the eligibility. So there is an application process in order to apply to this program, and the entry point for this program for all new students will be at the Career Institute in New York. So for that eligibility, we are asking that everyone is a rising college sophomore, so would have completed their first year of college upon arrival at the Career Institute in August. And for us, that means attending a four-year college. Based on the representation here this evening, everyone would be eligible. So college, university, 4 years. Demonstrated leadership on campus or within your community. And given that, you know, we've spent a couple years smack dab in a pandemic, think that is also inclusive of some of the activities that you've done during your time as high school students. So we absolutely would consider that too. The GPA, we ask that you have a 3.0. That isn't sort of hard and fast. I think I want to name that right away because we do typically get questions. I think it really is, that is sort of the requirement. And if you are falling below that, because obviously we understand that there are a number of challenges in or outside of a pandemic that can impact academic success, we want to hear about that. We review those case by case. So if you're very interested in joining this program and applying, please notify us, send us an email and let us know, you know, by case, what, you know, sort of is the scenario that impacted your academic success. Obviously, this is a low-income organization. We are looking to identify low-income students. And for us, that really means making sure that the household income does not exceed $90,000. And really, the way that we verify that is, you know, to be Pell eligible, and also through a family contribution SAR report. We'd like to review that to ensure that you do meet that threshold of income. And then we do pay attention to the fact that our population has a number of first-generation college students that are a part of it. And certainly we see this as an excellent way to support first-generation college students. So it sort of is in combination with being a low-income student. So we do typically get some inquiries around if, you know, you're first-generation student or low income, and it unfortunately is not an or. It must be both or low income. And then the application deadline is May 20th at 11:59. So that will be coming up very, very shortly. That would be Eastern time. Next slide, please. So in terms of the actual application itself, we are asking all applicants to submit a resume along with completing that actual application form. A part of that application form, we are asking that you complete a couple essay questions. And again, it is not a lengthy process to us. It really is a couple paragraphs where you are able to talk about why you're interested in participating in the Career Institute and really how you see this opportunity in particular enhancing your career trajectory. We also ask for a student aid report, which I've highlighted before, and an unofficial transcript. When you're thinking about the short essay question, I think one of the most important things to highlight here is, you know, when you're thinking about answering, we want to see that you're, you know, it's a clear interest in participating in the program. You've already sort of started thinking about, even if there isn't any specific clarification as to career interest per se, or maybe a particular field that you're thinking about, but that you are thinking about those kinds of questions, and that would make you a very good candidate and what you're hoping to gain as a result of participation. And how you think that this 5-day intensive program can really support your career exploration and the kind of learning that you think will jumpstart you being able to think about your career in a very specific way. And of course, we always want to see that folks have a strong commitment to the program. I think we may have underscored in all of our promotion that this is a free program. My colleague Amber will get into some of that, but we want to make sure that New York is a very wonderful city. I'm raised in New York, so I can speak firsthand how fabulous this city is, but it really is the backdrop to all of the wonderful things that is happening in the program. And we want to make sure that that commitment is very clear. Next slide.
Yeah, so moving on to the program structure of the Career Institute. So you will receive individualized career coaching. So what that means is that we will have about like 10 plus other career coaches that each student will have time to discuss their career goals with. And so after the 5 days and after the Career Institute, we will be taking all of those student notes that the coaches have done, and they'll pass it along to myself and the rest of the team. And so in the fall, when you return for a career coach appointment through LEDA, we'll be referencing those conversations that you had during the Career Institute and helping you navigate, further with your career planning and what you want to get involved in during your time still in school. Some other things that are really cool about the program are that we pair each student in a group of 8 to 10 other fellows, and they're all led by career mentors. So career mentors are either like a LEDA scholar or past fellow that is in their senior year of college or is like a recent alumni. And they're going to be the ones that are going to be helping y'all process each day through end of day debrief sessions that are really going to like be centered around taking the big meanings and themes away from each day and just helping y'all make meaning out of your experience throughout the program. They're also going to lead individualized check-ins. So just having that one-to-one time with each of you just to see how you're holding up, how you're, building that community, help with your schedule and what you want to really get out of your time at the Institute, as well as something that we tried last year doing was pairing each group with similar major interests. So we had one career mentor that was a psychology major or is in the field of psychology, and we paired that group with all the psych and sociology majors. Or if we had a career mentor that was pursuing like law, for example, then we paired in that group of fellows, people that were interested in like in political science or international studies, or have said in their career notes and stuff of what they want to get out of the program that they were interested of doing like a law school trajectory. So we really were trying to be intentional about the experience y'all would get with that peer-to-peer support and bouncing those career ideas off of one another of like, oh man, I didn't know I could take that path. That sounds interesting. I want to take that class. So that's something that we wanted to like foster. Something else that we wanted to include in things that we did for last year was that we had a buddy system. As you all will be, this is y'all's entry point into the program. We do have our scholars that have been in LEDA since their junior year of high school. So to help with that transition and to make our new students feel welcome, we introduced a buddy system where we intentionally paired a LEDA scholar and a new member of our community together, so y'all could at least like have the opportunity to meet somebody new coming into the Career Institute program as fellows holistically. And something else that we tried last year and hope we have like a rendition of it is that we introduced the concept of the Career Institute Olympics. And so what this was, we had like a point system of each day, like an assortment of different things to get involved in. We had like a career fellow bingo. So find somebody that is like a Cancer or is like a Virgo, find somebody that goes to Yale. And that was like a cool way that we try to get the mix and mingling happening. We also had daily career oriented like reflection prompts that students could or fellows could respond to, as well as reposting and sharing their experience on social media. And at the end of the institute, we added all those points up and we ranked them gold, silver, and bronze as like the Olympics. So that was something that we did, again, to have that peer-to-peer support and really foster that engagement aspect to the institute. Next slide. And so some of the different components of the Career Institute that y'all will interact with are career workshops. So we definitely, want to really hone in that y'all do have this first gen low income perspective. And so we really centered the material around exploring that identity and intertwined with the sense of like trying to figure out like what you want to do and get out of your career path. We have different career skill building workshops, different industry panels. We've had Bloomberg, we've had Ideas 42, which is a behavioral science oriented like company. And we just had a bunch of different companies that come in and lead different workshops. And it's really like a starting point of you learning about some of those internships or fellowships that are coming up. So the time that you're going back to your campus in the fall, you're like, okay, I can reach out to some of these employers and utilize some of those networking opportunities that you had during the institute to kind of spring your career planning, that you already kind of have an idea of what you want to get out of your fall and leading into summer internships and things like that. And so after the Career Institute, so we want to make it a point that it's not just 5 days. After the Institute, you are a member of LEDA for life. And these are all the different things presented on the screen that you will have access to. So we've already covered some that we've named, such as the career coaching, getting access to that biweekly newsletter. But we'll also have like one-off exclusive like internship and job opportunities and engagement with employers. As Kennedy mentioned, you'll connect with her for continued graduate school planning. And some of these down here are like some of the other like past programs. So we do like our career weeks. We had the Career Expo. We have a career coach program that we just launched this year. That's like pairing a employer partner with the fellow. And so these are all the different ways in access points that we're, helping you all get the most out of your college experience and really helping you all figure out what you want to do in life.
Okay, so like Keisha mentioned, to cover some of like, we bring you to New York, transportation is covered, housing and meals are going to be provided for you. We do want to highlight, you're hopefully going to be inspired at the end of this to apply and be really excited and get accepted into the program. If you are, we are requiring that everyone be fully vaccinated with a booster shot. And so that means 2 doses of Moderna, 2 doses of Pfizer, plus your booster, or J&J plus a booster. And once we get to the next slide, you'll kind of see the timing of when the application is due and all of those things. But we want to call it out here now, because if you are accepted, we will require some pretty fast movement on your part in proving that you're proving your vaccination status. And some of that is because not only are we following state and federal guidelines, we're following guidelines set by NYU, and their policies are a bit stricter, and they have to register you in the system and also as we all have witnessed over the last couple of years, lots of these things are changing, and we are having to be as flexible as possible. And so also ask that you all are as flexible as possible, but we do want to let you know now that full vaccination is required, and we really care about your health and safety and well-being overall. And so that's something that we're definitely keeping in mind. You can go to the next slide. So the timeline, applications are due May 20th. And like I said, you're going to get decisions pretty quickly after. And then I think it's like not even a week where we'll ask that you respond to us saying whether or not you're going to participate. And we'll likely ask for additional information. That may be a COVID vaccine card. It may be other items that we'll ask that you get back to us really quickly. And that's because people are waiting for us to get back to them on NYU's campus and elsewhere. And so be on the lookout once you submit your application to hear back from folks soon. And then there will be correspondence between once you confirm your participation and then the Career Institute, which is August 6th and will end on the 10th. But to Kelly's earlier note, just because you participate in the Career Institute doesn't mean that your interactions with LEDA end there. We are excited to welcome you into the community and stay in touch after that point in time.
So that is our presentation. So we will open it up now. We certainly have a good amount of time to answer any specific questions. So if you've got those, you can unmute yourself and ask them, or you can put them in the chat and we'd be happy to answer them. But, shameless plug again, if you aren't following us, please do so by connecting with us via Instagram, LEDA_career and alumni services. So we're really easy to find. And if you do think of other questions that you may not have thought of this evening, certainly please do so at careernetwork@ledascholars.org.